guided visualization is very important. Like when you're trying to manifest lucky girl syndrome and when you're trying to manifest your dream life, think about like, what if in 3 months or 6 months, everything that you ever desired, like everything that you manifested is coming true in 6 months. And I like to think like this, like thinking that what I would do if everything that I'm manifesting is coming in 6 months, what I would do today. And that takes things into so much perspective, and I become more energized and I become motivated to do things. And even when I had like zero motivation, zero willpower to get out of bed in the morning, when I just visualize myself in 6 months and thinking that everything that I manifested is coming true, why would I not work hard today? And I would just wake up and I would just brush my teeth and apply on my makeup, do skincare and clean my room, and all of these chores like felt like very big yesterday, but today it feels so easier to me because everything that I ever manifested is coming true in 6 months. And I started thinking like this, and this is like only technique for me to become productive. And if I'm not feeling it that day, even though I set big goals for myself. So for me, it was very important for me to let go of all of the blame that I put on others, and I stopped blaming my environment and my upbringing or the other people that were in my life, and I stopped blaming them. And this was the hardest part, because you just felt like unfair. But for me, I had to do that in order to grow, and because it was making me be in my comfort zone. And if I was still in my comfort zone, if I cannot even do YouTube, I cannot even make videos, I cannot even leave my room. And for me, it was to let all the blame go and start to take accountability for my life, because it's nobody's fault and it's my fault for me to feel like this, for me to live like this. So it's so important to let all the blame go so that you can enter into your creative era, conscious creator mode. So for me, like even like your hobbies or the way you're spending the time, like doom scrolling or watching TV show or watching other people's lives, that kind of things takes so much time. So you do not, at the end of the day, you do not have time for yourself and for your goals. And for me, it's so important to notice this and identify this so that I can fix this, right? So that I can solve this problem, so that I would figure out how to stop those habits. And I realized like our brain is wired to keep us safe, to keep us in a mode that can help us to be safe. And it's not wiring us to grow more, to learn more. So in order to grow and learn more, I had to like think of those instant gratifications, like checking notifications, watching TV shows, eating junk food, and just like spending too much time online, like watching and never doing anything, never learning. Maybe learn something, but it's not channeling outwards. So it's so important for me to realize that those habits are not helping me, and I'm just looking for comfort from this food or social media, or just like trying to search for it from external things. So I started to like look into myself, like coming back to myself, what I want and what was the dream that I used to dream about when I was a little kid. And because most of the experiences that we have is set to install to us when we are little, and that beliefs stick to us for a long time because we don't know how to like direct our thoughts when you're younger. And if something like experiences happen to us, it's starting to like repeat itself in the 20s and when we are grow more older. So for me, like it was important to like, what was my triggers, what was my experiences, and what's making me become fearful and what's making me scared, and just like thinking of that. And because that is the distinction of whether or not my experiences was validated, uh, if it's like worth validating. And my experience as a kid, like when you're a teenager, like you identify as your teenager self, but your body is in 20s. You have to also grow and grow, and at the same time, when you're in your 20s, you have to have the same mindset like a 20 something year old would have, and have to have that growth. And for me, like few years before, I was still in my like teenage mindset, and that mindset was like sometimes it was like consistent, sometimes it was she was inconsistent, sometimes like insecure, sometimes confident. So it doesn't have like any like one set thing. So I had to like notice it and to change it into one my one stage of self-confidence. So yeah, that is why like entering into your conscious creative, like creating experiences for yourself, and you learn and grow through experiences, and that experiences uh, can help you to become someone you're proud of. And also like handle the loss, handle the difficulties, and this is the skill that gets better over time. And just like when you're trying to be like consistent on one goal, maybe like in the process it becomes boring, and you want to do another thing, you want to go on a travel, or you want to do something fun, and it's not fun anymore, but you have to also like go through the motions and still do the thing, even if it gets boring or even if it gets difficult. Like ask for help from people, like people you trust, people you think you would care. And like if people are not adding to your life, like if just like that person being in your life is not adding to your life but always takes from you, you can let go of the person and try to make space for someone who truly cares for you and who truly reciprocates the energy. That's also important. And also for me, like it requires a little bit of incentive to keep on going, like because one day I'm so motivated, and then I would think like, oh, what's the reward? Like my brain is constantly like asking for a reward, and then I get the reward from how much I have improved from when I started and now. So that gives me like so much motivation. And even I couldn't like speak like this, like even in English, and I'm still learning, and I couldn't speak like this 1 year ago. And in the process I did so many things to improve my speaking skills, and did research and stuff. So that kind of things really gives me like motivation to keep on going, and not from the external things. And yeah, so another thing that I wanted to talk about was also find out what really works for you. Like what works for someone else doesn't work for another person. It may not work for another person. So for me, like I would be very motivated on one day, and then the next day I don't even have the time, I don't even have the motivation to get out of bed. So it's important to know like what works for you, and if there is any problem for you, like for cognitive and like mental health wise, like see someone professional to help you to figure out why you're being like this. And because there must be like underlying cause of even bigger things, like maybe because of your childhood, or like experiences that you had, and or like concepts that you got maybe like got confusing. So it's important to like get help from professional person, and that way you can grow into more best self of yourself. And yeah, that's what I do for my entering into my conscious creator era. And other people are projecting. And when you know yourself, like when you know that you have this confidence, have the best intention for people, and that person is projecting, you just know, like, and then try to like make yourself released from that person's projection, because it's about them and not about you. So for me, like when I encounter something, when I encounter someone who is projecting their inner world and just like accusing me, or like trying to like thinking of me, like painting me in a bad light, I just think to myself, like, I know my worth, I know myself, and you're projecting. And I think to myself like that, and then it takes so much like energy to thinking, like overthinking about people's actions and why that person acted that way. So this way I'm like free of all of that overthinking. That is not my fault. So if it's not your fault, like if you know that this is not your fault and that person is projecting, it's way more easier to release it like this. Blocking your opportunities before you even begin. So I think this is very common, like when people give up before they even start something. So before they even take their first step to their career, or before they even tried, people often give up. And I used to be like that. So, well, because my belief system until now in my 20s has taught me to just being in my comfort zone. So that was my belief system was limiting me. And the more I learned, the more I started to realize that how other successful people, like how these people are so consistent, and how are they doing this, and how are they overcoming their emotional challenges. And when even when things are becoming hard, some people kept on going, and they just have this determination to keep on going. And I started to like read about like people who are successful and how did they do it, and if that works for that person, why can't it work with me? Like, why can't I achieve my goals? So I think lucky girl syndrome will start from this, like to understanding that our thoughts shape our reality. And it sounds cliche, but really listen to me, like our thoughts, what I say to myself every single day is manifests. Like, I think most of you are like knows what the manifestation is, like writing down what you want to achieve in life and how you're going to achieve that. So in order to manifest something, you have to also have that mindset of thinking that you are capable and you are enough to receive it. Like, even when you align yourself to the identity that you want to become, that's when the like shifting is happening. And when you're just trying to like become this person and like have all this time to do the things that is required to get there. And also like thoughts and self-perception shapes the reality, and believing that you have good luck increases the confidence and action taking. And don't have self-doubt, because self-doubt blocks opportunities before they even begin, before you even got the chance to show yourself, or before you even know that if you were going to make it. So I was like blaming external factors for my own failures, and I used to be like that. Lucky, and I limited myself by my own self-beliefs. Like, if I think that, oh, I cannot become a model, or I cannot earn money by working, then that is what I'm programming to myself. Like, that is what I'm telling to myself, and my brain will think like, what am I gonna supposed to do? Like, you're thinking these thoughts and it's going to follow that. So it's very important to like watch what you're thinking and what you tell yourself and what you other people to tell to you. So this mindset directly influences the daily actions. So try to do like life audit and thoughts audit, and how you can eliminate the thoughts that is unhelpful to you. And this was very, so lucky girl syndrome basically means to take chances, making yourself open to more opportunities. The vision board that I use, and my vision board, I use a lot of techniques and vision board in a place where I can see it every single day. So it's better to see the like visualization, like photographs, to see it if you're trying to manifest something, and because it's in your eyes every single day and you're not gonna forget about it, and it's reminding you goals, reminding you that you have to be take responsibility today and take action today and be responsible and take accountability for it. If you say that you're gonna achieve that goal to yourself, like if you promised yourself to go to the gym today, just go, and even like disregard how you feel and just go to the gym and do the workout, and see like what you're feeling afterwards. And like 9 times out of 10, I become so grateful when I go to gym, even when I don't feel like it, because it helps me to be in shape. It helps me to feel better about myself. It helps me to achieve my goals, like give myself proof that I am a person that keeps my promises to myself. And that is so important. And like, do not obsess over the outcome. Do not obsess over the results, because you can never control the outcome. You can never control the results, but you can control the process, like, and you can also fall in love with the process in the meantime. So it's very important to like detach from the result and focus on the process, focus on what you can do to get there. And also, like, everything I want is already on its way to me. Like, everything I want is already on its way to me, and I'm capable of doing this, and I can learn the skills that is required for this. And that is like constructive way of me to thinking that I can actually achieve those things. And yeah, and you have to also like believe it with all your heart and work hard towards it, and don't lose hope, because we create what our thoughts is reinforcing to us. So just like having the good thoughts and help others and people, like everything is an energy exchange. And even with this video, that the energy that I'm giving to you, like to the people that I want to talk about, is also, it can come back to me like as a likes or as a comments, or even like helped for one person. That is enough for me, like with my videos. And that is why I do it. And there's like a lot of reasons also for me to like research about certain topics, because I'm so interested in those topics, and like I'm on my own self-improvement journey. And the more I learn, the more I research, and the more I change my thoughts into becoming a better version of myself, to become my best self, that I think that journey is like very, very beautiful. And I hope you like join me with this. Maybe like just watching my video, and that's like enough for me. And yeah, thanks for watching my video, and I hope this was helpful to you, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.